Hey guys, welcome to my August 2022 vlog. So it was my first time leaving Singapore since COVID hit and it felt really surreal. So this was us reaching Copenhagen and taking the train towards Lund. As you can tell, we had a lot of luggage and yeah, we struggled a lot. This is me leaving for Italy with my friend Francis. We took the same flight and yeah, this is me annoying him. Anyway, it was a great flight and before we knew it, we landed! Once we landed, we met with Tanya and Wei Ting. Our first stop was of course coffee and this was us choosing what to drink. And as Wei Ting would say,
Gelato.
Yes. Lemon sorbet.
Yes.
Lemon sorbet. Yes.
this was the menu, you can pause and read it, and yeah, basically the ice cream was damn good. So we were at a dinner place and we saw this really cute bulldog. I actually forgot what this was, but it wasn't that great. We decided to have supper and that's it for day one. The next morning we were headed to Pompeii and we took a train for it. And yeah, we were holding on to breakfast.
Tanya.
At this point, I literally have no idea what we were singing, but the donut was good. Pompeii was really hot and sunny, and this is us eavesdropping on a Korean tour group. Tanya was translating what the tour guide was saying, so thank you Tanya for that. Honestly, after a while, I felt that everywhere looked the same. I was just dying from the heat. But nevertheless, it was a place of historical significance which you should visit at least once. I have no idea why the bird is getting that fan, but I'm pretty sure the bird appreciated it. And for some reason, Francis agreed to this. We then took the train back to Naples and tried to queue for the world's famous pizza, but obviously the queue was too long and so we didn't get it. The next day we were on our way to Rome and as usual, Francis got hit again and again. And as you know, business as usual. Before we knew it, we reached Rome and we headed to the food court to get lunch first before heading to some of the places that we had in our schedule. Next, we stopped by Venchi ice cream for some tea break, and honestly, the chocolate fountain was very mesmerizing. We ordered chocolate and pistachio, it was super good, would highly recommend you to visit, and after which we headed on with the rest of our journey. Next, we headed to Zara, and honestly this Zara was super cool. It has so many levels and it just looked really majestic. After that, we had Chinese for dinner and that's it for day 3. We started off day 4 by visiting the Vatican. This was my favorite place throughout the Italy trip and I keep recommending this place for everyone to visit because the vibes when you stand there was wow, it was out of this world. So this was me disturbing my friends as usual. At this point I forgot why we were holding umbrellas. Was it sunny or was it rainy?
Oh my
I'm not too sure, but anyway, the queue was super long and we had to stand in line to get in. For some reason, I was obsessed with ceilings. Like, look how beautiful they are. You simply had to be there. After that, we had our brunch at McDonald's and I got a free soft toy. And yeah, this was my happy meal with a banana milkshake.
Que el cielo es tan claro, que una nace y luego muere, que este cuento se acaba.
We visited the Spanish Steps before heading to find food. We went to this place called Supli and it was amazing. After filling our stomachs, we went to Altar of the Fatherland, which is a grand marble classical temple. This is rare footage of men doing exercises. I think they're getting older, so yeah, they need to stretch a bit before moving on. Next, we were at the Roman Forum, which is a vast excavated area of Roman temples, squares, and government buildings. And then we simply could not miss out the Colosseum. It's a tourist attraction, and as tourists, we were definitely there. They had exhibitions of like what they excavated from the Colosseum, and it was simply stunning, and it felt very surreal standing there. At this point in time, I think we were too tired to take public transport back, so we took our first ever car ride in Italy. The driver was right. The view of the Colosseum from the car was definitely different. We then had dinner and it was the end of day 4. The next day we were headed for Florence and once again, yeah. I think Tanya was trying to film a vlog too. This was Francis judging. We did laundry and then saw some clocks before heading to a panini place. I must say that this panini place is so good, but I forgot the name of the shop. You can probably pause the video to look at the wrapping. I just found this clip really funny and that's the end of day 5. To be honest, I don't know the names of these locations because I think this day was very impromptu. We wanted more rest and we ended up at a food center kind of place to have lunch and it was good. We chanced upon this girl playing the piano and she was super talented. Like, if you're the girl in this video, just know that you're amazing. We then headed to this Korean place for dinner. Honestly, I didn't enjoy my food that much because the soup was quite diluted.
I love this food.
But the gelato was good and the store owners were pretty nice. After ice cream, we headed back and that was the end of day 6. We started off day 7 with some good street music and we were heading towards the pizza. There were many people posing with the pizza and we joked about how we want to high-five them, but we didn't in the end. These were my friends trying to pose like that in a painting, and honestly, I had a good laugh over this. We then went to a cafe at the pizza because we were super thirsty, and I think Francis was having an existential crisis because he ordered coffee without milk and he had to order the milk separately, so we were just laughing at him. Next, we headed to Cathedral di Pisa And here were some shots that I took at the cathedral. After viewing the pizza, we headed back, and that's the end of day 7. The next morning, we were headed towards Venice and we took a train there. This was us having lunch, and I think Tanya was trying to pose for something.
Okay, you want it again? When your hand never turn.
Okay.
The food was good, although each plate cost about 14 euros or more. After lunch, we visited this cozy bookstore called Liberia Aqua Alta. You definitely have to come here if you're in Venice. As you can tell, there were like resident cats and also a lot of vintage books. For dinner, we had Chinese again, except this time, I think the hot and sour soup was a no-go. We then ordered pizza for supper, and that was the end of day 8. We then started off day 9 at 1000 Coffee and Bakery, which I highly recommend you visit. Waters were glistening and there was a lot of boat rides that you could take here, but do note that it's about 80 euros per person. An alternative was to take the water taxi, which we did to the Peggy collection. I think I was trying to say that there was like this optical illusion after you stare at the painting for a long time, but I guess it didn't work.
I think it's a scam.
This was us at the museum shop and Francis picked the
I
card.
really am homesick.
Yes,
I'm
this
super
guy is
homesick.
homesick.
Control and repression of the natural feelings, which create the conditions for stagnation. Stagnation. I'm not stagnating. I'm going to Canada.
And that's it for day 9. The next day we headed towards Milan, which was quite a beautiful place. Okay, and then here comes my biggest mistake. So I bought moisturizer, which was more than 100 milliliters, and I forgot that I didn't have any check-in luggage. So I had to repack them into 100 milliliters containers, and it was a super painful process. So this was the end product after a painful half to 1 hour, and that was the end of my day 10. We started off day 11 with breakfast on the train floor because we couldn't find any seats, and we were headed towards Lake Como that day. This was us having lunch at Top Gourmet before we took a ferry towards Lake Como. It was quite a walk towards San Giovanni Secret Beach, but we finally managed to reach there, and the view was breathtaking. Francis and I then decided to stay at Lake Como for dinner, and we had pasta at this decent restaurant which we randomly found on Google. We then managed to catch the sunset, and that was the end of day 11. On day 12, we started off pigeon watching literally at the Duomo, and then we dropped by a museum. Honestly, the exhibits were really cool and there was a mixture of modern and traditional art. We then had dinner at this Chinese restaurant called Yuan. It was super good. But before we knew it, we had to leave for the airport, and it was my first time sitting in a Tesla. So that's it for my August 2022 vlog, and hope you enjoy watching.